Right then peeps, hello. Bit of a, not an emergency job today, just a bit of a quickie. What I'm doing, I've fitted one of these starter kits from Renogy. I got it on Amazon, it was £74. It's the RKIT 30 DST/G1. It's a starter kit. It comes with everything you need. For instance, it comes with 3 sets of leads. You've got one with crocodile clips on, one with a cigarette lighter to plug into these. I don't know what they're called. They've got a label obviously, but I'm not sure what they are. And you get another set that bolts direct to the battery, which I've got at the moment fitted. I don't know if you can see anything in here. Let's get some light on the subject. Some cheap Lidl's light on the subject. I do like Lidl's. I've got the solar panel wired in. This wire goes directly to the Pheonix battery, which is in the drawer. I will show you in a second as soon as I get this blooming cover back on, which always comes off and never goes back on. It's also wired directly to the fuse board there. This is the auxiliary fuse board for things that the Pheonix doesn't control, which is basically heater, reverse lights, brake lights and side lights. They all run via these relays you can see there. That's just an auxiliary fuse box that runs off the Pheonix batteries. Now the Pheonix batteries at the moment, I'm running a couple of second-hand batteries. I've put these both on a restore charge, on a smart charger I've got. Together they sit usually at 12.55. I've had the heater on for a couple of hours, so they were sitting at 12.4. So I've just put the solar panel up and they're back up to 12.51 and it's climbing. The little charge controller's there. It's got no display screen, no nothing, but as I say, you can see there's the extra lead plugged in. This is all just temporary, just so I can use the heater in the back of the van without having to run the engine. I've got an override switch over there. What I've done is the Pheonix system runs via a VSR. I don't use it for charging. I use it so when the vehicle starter battery is over 13 volts, the Pheonix system automatically switches on. It saves me accidentally running it down. But I've also got, just to complicate matters more, the original cutout switch I've put back in. So if I flip this, the Pheonix system lights up and works. I can run the diesel heater without having to run the engine. I can run the engine because the VSR just kicks in. That is literally just a bypass switch that bypasses the VSR. As you can see, the diesel glow plugs on, so we're getting down towards the 11 volt mark. That will rise back up once the glow plug goes off, but it takes about 3-4 minutes for the glow plug to go off. That's why I've got 2 of these huge green batteries here. I've tested them both with drop testers, like the proper load testers, not the crap Chinese things you plug in and they say 68% passable or 33% fail. Anyway, it's now charging them up. You can see, I think the flashing green means it's draining more than it's putting in. Really couldn't tell you. It's probably what it means, but I haven't read the instructions yet. It's just the batteries were getting a bit low because I've been using the heater a lot and I don't like keep running the engine. So I don't know if you can hear, but the diesel heater is switched on. What's the temperature in here at the moment? Oh, it's a lovely 1.8 degrees. 65% humidity. It's been quite dry. The snow's been very powdery, so you can tell it's been dry. All I've got is the cable running in through the skylight, which I leave permanently cracked to let the moisture out. I will go up through the skylight and show you the Renogy panel if I can. Can you see that? There's the Renogy panel. It's a 60 watt, I think, and on this side I've got a little 20 watt which is constantly trickle charging the leisure battery in the back just while I'm working on it. This is what runs my lights up here, etc, etc. So that's what I've been up to today, just a bit of emergency solar panels lobbed in just to keep the batteries charged so I can use the heater without having to run the engine. because although the heater may only use 0.2 of a litre every hour to run on the low setting, the engine doesn't. The engine takes an awful lot on idle, and I've already gone through over a quarter of a tank in the past month just running the engine, just so I can run the Pheonix system. I only run the heater for a couple of hours a night, so these batteries will now be on charge by themselves without me having to run the engine. Nice little trickle charge to keep them going. There you go, we're down to 11.9 volts with the diesel heater running. When the glow plug switches off, that voltage will come back up again. I'm not saying that this solar system is going to totally run these batteries, because it's not, but since I'm only in here every other day at the moment because of another project I've got going in the back garden, which I'll get onto in a couple of days. I'm basically having a shed built, which is I'm going to solar power. This is what this solar panel is actually for. It's for my shed, to run the lights in the shed, but I've nicked it for now because of the weather. The shed can't go up. There you go, glow plug's kicked off, voltage is coming back up, which it will do. The more load you put on a lead acid battery, the lower the voltage drops. I think it's called this Pheonix effect. Anyway, it doesn't happen so much in lithium iron phosphate, which is why my leisure batteries will be lithium iron phosphate, and eventually the diesel heater will be running off the leisure battery in the back. But as you can see, at the moment it's only a little 75 amp hour battery. I will replace it. I was going to add more to it. It depends. I might start off with lead acid batteries and swap to lithium iron phosphate a bit later on when I've done some more of the build. But at the moment we're in such a mess in here. We've got wires running everywhere. I want to get the bed finished because the MOT is up next month, so I want to get the bed in at least and get the cooker cabinet in there so I can get it MOT'd as a camper and not as a HGV. That puts me down to a class 4 MOT, which is cheaper and easier to pass. Yeah, that's where we're at the moment. I've just lobbed in some extra solar. Yeah, look, now that's still running on fast. That voltage will come back up when the heater switches down. It's never going to switch down with the door open at the moment, so I'm going to switch the door off and get back to you in a minute. I'm going to shut the door and get back to you in a minute. So, peeps. Right. Hey, cheers, boy. Heater's off now. The voltage has bounced back up to 12.6. The little charge controller still flashing away because there's more going out than there is coming in, but that's because the Pheonix system is still switched on. If I go around to the emergency override switch, which overrides the VSR, if you remember earlier, it's what I use when the engine's running. Switch that off. The Pheonix system is now off. So the battery voltage should start recovering even more. Yeah, recovering up like a good one. That's good. They normally sit at about 12.4, them batteries. And what are we doing? The light's still flashing away like a good one. I don't know whether that means we're getting voltage or we're not. Right, well, this is the voltage after, what's the time? It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, as you can see, or as you can't see. The sky's not very good. The sun's up there. Not sure if that's going to show up even on the camera, if we'll just bleed it out. Green light still flashing away. I assume that means it's charging. As I say, I haven't found anything that tells you what it means. But these batteries, the highest they sit at, I've got lots of second-hand batteries. These two closely matched each other. They're both charged up to 12.8, and then after 24 hours they settled down to 12.71, and this was 12.68. They're the two closest batteries I've got. I then put a load tester on them. They both dropped with the load tester with the full load on. I can't remember what the ampage load was. You have to forgive me there because my load tester's about 30 years old and it's just got an old swing meter on it. And they both dropped down to 11.5 volts. Anything I haven't done is capacity test them in amp hours. But as soon as they're only second-hand batteries and they're only in here for a short while, they're not going to be the permanent solution. They will be the permanent solution in my solar shed. But what I do with my batteries, as I say, I put them on charge for 24 hours, take them off, leave them for an hour, check the voltage, then I leave them for 24 hours and check the voltage again. Make sure the voltage stays the same. That voltage is still rising because the sun is out. So the solar panels are working. I haven't tested how many amps they're putting in at the moment, mainly because it's too cold. And if these videos seem rushed, it's because they are, because it's too bleeding cold. What are we at today? Oh, it's almost tropical. 2 degrees in the van. It's about 1 outside. Still got the iffy wiring, but as I say, these solar panels are only up here to keep the van working and operational while I'm working on it. The eventual electrical system will be installed when I finish building the damn thing. Anyway, I've got to go and see a man about a couple of disability scooters, and I will get back to you peeps a bit later. Ta-ta.